Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we are reacting to a video, The Secrets of the Euro. This is from Half Asleep Chris. That's intriguing to me. It's another form of currency that I know nothing about.
Yeah, not really. So The Secrets of the Euro. Banknotes. In 2002, the euro forever changed the face of the continent. Recently, they've just finished a modern redesign, and this video examines their theme, security features, and secrets.
Ooh,
the secrets of the euro.
I feel like we're spies right now.
What?
We're about to get all the secrets of something so we can infiltrate.
Oh yeah, I mean this video is up on YouTube publicly though since 2019.
Is
so
it?
Yeah, it's just before the pandemic too, so people had a lot of time to watch this. So sorry to bust your bubble.
Dang it.
And we're about to tell other people to watch it because I've got the links in the description, and so you should go watch this video as well.
Okay, there goes my dreams. I wanted to be a super spy.
I'm so sorry. I hate seeing Jess depressed, guys. Let's just get into this so she can learn the secrets and she'll be happy again.
Prior to 2002, most European countries had their own independent currencies. France had the French franc, Italy had the Italian lira, and Finland had the Finnish marker, to name just a few. It made trade and travel a lot more complicated, as you needed to change your money for each different country, often incurring exchange rates, commissions and fees. What's more, there was often vast disparity between the values of each currency. Whilst the Italian lira banknote stretched all the way up to 500,000, the highest denomination French franc was only 500, so if you were visiting one from the other, it would be very difficult to gauge how much you were actually spending. In practice,
you know, like the way that the U.S. is so spread out, and some of our states are like as big as, like if you laid the U.S. over Europe and you're traveling from state to state, and then imagine that you're traveling from country to country. Like we've traveled from state to state. We go to visit family, and if we had to transfer all of our money to a different currency,
that would be so
like
weird.
we take that for granted that we could just travel a long distance like that. You can drive for like 24, 30 hours away, and you can still use the same currency.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Practice, it was a nightmare. The case for a shared common currency was therefore an obvious one, and it was an idea that had been talked about and was being worked towards for decades. Without getting into the precise history, the euro as we know it was first introduced for non-cash transactions on New Year's Day 1999, and then the first banknotes and coins on New Year's Day 2002. The only countries that did not adopt the currency were Denmark and the United Kingdom, although there are several other EU countries who don't yet meet the economic criteria, but will make the change once they do. And since those first banknotes were launched in 2002, they've just finished releasing a new and updated series, which this video is going to take a look at. Now, I'm not going to get into any of the pros and cons of the currency, or any of the economic arguments or considerations. Instead, I'm going to approach the euro purely as a banknote collector, as someone who likes shiny and colourful objects with a cool story, not as a critic of the currency itself. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Now normally...
So basically he's playing it safe. Okay? Sounds like this could get political real quick.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially if it's something that other countries have yet to adopt as well. But
or some aren't deemed worthy.
Yeah.
What? But anyways, I had no idea that it was only brought about so recently.
Yeah, me
that's not that long ago, really.
Normally, I'd go through and talk about each banknote individually, but with the euro, it makes much more sense to talk about them collectively. These new notes are known as the Europa series, and they are very much a series, with each denomination just a slight variant on the overall design. Like the previous series, the notes have retained their size, colour, and the theme of European architecture. The front of each denomination displays a window or doorway to represent openness and cooperation, whilst the reverse depicts a bridge, symbolising communication. The 5 euro sees a classical architecture style, the 10 Romanesque, the 20 Gothic, the 50 Renaissance, the 100 Baroque, and the 200 a 19th century iron and glass theme. The old 500 note had the theme of modern 20th century architecture, although has been discontinued and is slowly being removed from circulation. Importantly though, None of the specific doorways, windows or bridges shown are real. They're fictional designs, intended to represent each of the original members but without unfairly representing one more than the other.
Wow.
Also, like the
That's very
crazy.
smart because that's very inclusive. Like,
it's
you
a
don't...
lot of thought that went into
Yeah,
this.
that's awesome. I love the symbolism of it. That's beautiful. My favorite notes are the 20 and then the 100 already. Just the way that I like the Baroque style, and I like the way the 20 looked as well. It was very pretty.
Original members but without unfairly representing one more than the other. Also, like the previous series, the reverse of each note features a map of Europe, although this time including Malta and Cyprus, who have both since joined the Eurozone, as well as a tiny section right in the bottom left to show the Canary Islands and some of France's territories. But that's about it for the similarities. So what exactly has changed? Well, the denomination in the bottom left has been replaced by one in green colour changing ink, making it difficult to replicate. And on the 100 and 200 notes, it even contains tiny euro symbols. There's also a larger holographic strip on the right, this time containing an image of Europa, a figure from Greek mythology after whom the continent was named. Europa can also be seen in the watermark of each note, alongside the denomination and piece of architecture, although admittedly it does kind of resemble a kid's drawing. In terms of other security features, both series are fairly similar. Obviously they all feature the Orion constellation, a group of 5 circles or donuts which can be detected by printers and computer software in order to prevent photocopying. This feature was included on banknotes in secret for many years, until a member of the public first detected it on a €10 note, hence the name and the fact that it sort of doesn't really resemble Orion.
There's so much that goes into this.
But it makes sense because we have a lot of security features on our bills, especially the $100
We do, and there's a
bill
lot
when
of secrets in there, and people were like, "Oh, did you see the secret pointing to the Illuminati in the $5 bill?"
Yeah, that's a whole other
Like,
story.
if you fold it this way, fold it this way, fold it this way,
and then you flip
it's
it over.
the Twin Towers. I'm like,
that's
what?
too much. This is too much. But when you think about that, like, I only knew about the $100 security features that we have. Well, all the bill security features, but mostly I would only check 50s and 100s at my job. But we'd have the pin, but we'd always lose that sucker. So then you always have to depend on yourself. So you'd always put it in a light, and you could see Benjamin Franklin on the side in the watermark or whatever. Not the watermark, but yeah, you could see his face if you put it into the light. And then it had that long strip of the little iridescent like looking thing.
Yeah.
And then you kind of drag your nail over their shirt or their dress, and if it was like rigid, then it would be like that's another indicator that's real. But yeah, I had to do all that stuff because we never had a pen.
Fraudulent money is a crazy thing
It is
to
super
think about.
crazy.
Hence the name and the fact that it sort of doesn't really resemble Orion. Under UV light, certain elements of the notes glow to indicate their authenticity, including the stars in the flag and the stars around the architecture, as well as certain sections of the reverse. Tiny glowing flecks are also visible, something they purposely add into the paper, again to show their authenticity.
I love
But the
that.
new notes have added another really cool security feature in the form of these short diagonal lines on the edges of each note. If you fold the notes round to form a circle, they perfectly line up, indicating that the note is likely genuine, as counterfeiters can have difficulty being so precise with their printing. And these notes have introduced a microprint too, seen in the stars in the middle of the note. If you look extremely closely, you'll see the word Euro repeating in 3 different alphabets. Again, something that counterfeiters cannot achieve with inexpensive printers. And what is probably my favourite hidden feature? Each note is secretly a flag of Europe in disguise. How cool is that?
That's
However, having
awesome.
said all that, you'd be right to accuse these notes of being boring. They're deliberately plain and devoid of any personality. Europe is an exceptionally diverse continent, with the finest architecture on the planet, and yet they've opted for fictional designs. But I do understand it. These banknotes are used by an ever-increasing number of countries, and they can't be seen to favour certain ones.
True.
And where the banknotes fall short, the coins certainly deliver. The Euro coins are arguably the coolest and most collectible in the world.
Yeah.
Each country has their own designs, and they can therefore be much more personal. The Colosseum features on the Italian 5 cents, for example, and the Brandenburg Gate on the German 10. And even some countries that aren't EU members have their own coins, such as San Marino and Vatican City. In total,
I mean, honestly, coin collecting is something that I could get into.
Yeah, definitely. It's something
the one thing to where I'm like,
there's some worth
I get
in
that.
this. Yeah.
Because you find a cool coin. Sometimes there will be coins from other countries thrown in. With some of the change you get here, you're like looking at it, you're like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's so intricate. There's so many, like, I can get why people would say that there's like a plainness to these banknotes, but there's so much going on. Like, I don't know what's going on with our bills in that, like, in that detail. I don't think it's anywhere near that because I don't think we have a lot going on with our banknotes compared to theirs. Like, that's beautiful.
There is. I mean, honestly, we could, I don't know, you could pull one out and start looking at it, but there really is a lot going on, but
they're just plain green. There's there's a little bit of different color on the sides and stuff, but
but there's stuff all over the place going on. I feel like when I look at our bills.
True. There are a lot of things to look at. I just feel like those are cooler. I was
really
more
cool.
attracted to them.
And it's like when like some of the Bahamas, some of the Cayman Islands and stuff, those coins will make it up.
Yeah.
And they are like the coolest thing ever. But people who use them every day, they probably don't really.
It's not even
think
it doesn't even phase them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when the quarters came out and they had all the states on them?
They had a quarter for every state, and they were releasing them like year after year for so
People were
many
going
years.
crazy.
They might still be releasing them.
Yeah. Just so you can collect all 50 states, though. So I'm
Yep.
sure there's people that are like, I still have to have Rhode Island.
Yeah, exactly.
there are more than 300 different designs across the different values and countries, making them an absolute dream for collectors. They most certainly make up for the lack of variation on the banknotes. But if that's still not enough, there are some euro banknotes that are decidedly more interesting. This is a €0, a souvenir note printed on real banknote paper, with real security features and authorised by the European Central Bank. It has a watermark, glows under UV light, and feels and looks exactly as you'd expect a real euro to. And whilst this one features the atomium in Brussels, like the coins, there are literally hundreds of different designs. So whilst the euros themselves might be slightly dull, that's necessary. They're the second most traded currency in the world, and represent such a vast population area. And though they might have sacrificed some infinitely more interesting notes in the process, we got some pretty cool coins out of it, and the euro has undoubtedly made life a lot easier.
That was a fun video.
Yeah, I never really thought about the euro like that. But after watching this, and, you know, we've talked a lot about traveling, it's something that we need to know about, you know? We need to know about these things. Because we'll probably be having some euros in our hands someday soon.
I would like to take them home too, like just to have them as a souvenir as well. Like if we ever do that and we do transfer some of our cash over for traveling, I would like to be able to take some home. I think that would be really awesome.
Don't take too much. You're just going to mess up the economy. You do that.
Yeah, I don't. It's so silly. I'm not going to take too much. I'll just take one of my favorites or something. I'll just pick one that I like. A coin and a note, and I'll take it.
Taking it out of circulation.
Put it in a frame. Yeah.
Never to be used again.
Never to be used again.
Until you print some more. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. The part where like it's not showing real structures, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different places that make up Europe. You don't want to
exclude anyone. Yeah. And if there's more people that are getting to use that currency now, you don't have to change it every 5 seconds when they add somebody else. So I think that's a genius idea, and I think they still look really nice. I don't live in those areas that use that currency, so I can't be the one that be like, it's fine, leave it alone. But yeah, I think it's nice. It's lovely.
You're using architecture that has inspired most modern architecture. So yeah. All the different periods of the different architecture.
I definitely enjoy that there's symbolism in why they use those specific things, like the communication for the bridge. I think it's beautiful. It just connects people more when you find out the history behind why they did that. Like, I just think that's beautiful.
Even just, you know, the ease of use across different countries, all going throughout Europe, because there's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel that goes on between different
And
countries over there, so it's
I never
kinda
thought about
more
that,
of a
traveling
necessity.
within hours and then having to convert your money and then paying all these fees to convert your money, so you're paying out more than what you would initially. Like, that's super chaotic, super confusing, spending more money than you need to, when it could just be easy to have one currency for the most part on where you're going. Like, yeah, that makes way more sense. I never even thought about it.
Your brothers traveled from different countries, going through different, going through Europe and through different countries. So I'm sure he's had some stories of the difficulties he's gone through.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I feel smarter after watching this video, so thanks for sending this and recommending this to us. You don't?
No, I don't.
Dang,
I don't feel
I'm
smarter. I still feel lost in this world, but I do love the idea of the just everything that they put on it. I'm so intrigued by that. I want to look at one under a UV light here. I want to see all the stuff.
Then maybe you'll feel smarter.
No.
Well, I think that you should feel smarter. Not a lot of people sit down and watch videos trying to educate themselves on countries that don't,
but I still enjoy
affect
it.
their daily life.
Yeah.
So I think we get a little bit of credit for that.
Okay. Deal.
I'm going to give myself some credit for that, and I'm going to give you some of it. I'm going to share it with you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching with us. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
I'm not scared of your love.